The concern beginning free energy motor stuff 30 years ago. His idea is help people to have free energy motors stuff. And he continue all his life. And you guys will see in this video next experiment of free energy hunter. Sponsor of program Douglas Konzen, director of stage Svetlana Konzen, and it is this compressor vote 2200 MCEs.
Okay, that was Svetlana Konzen, international pop star. That was a band called Enigma. So, I'm going to do a bunch of capacitor testing here, a whole bunch of different values. I have a DC cap and a bunch of other DC caps. And I'm doing that same experiment where I have a dummy. The load is going to be an inverter powering a light. It's blinking a lot faster now. I found a bunch of starter motor caps. These aren't the best in the world because they're electrolytics. But I got it up. This is 720 MFD, all three. And I looked at I googled like what size capacitor will make this coil resonate. Its induction is 0.01 Henries. Can't remember if it's 00, but anyways, it's supposed to be what the Henry value of this, I put it in, you know, the formula, and it's supposed to be about 706 MFD. So I got 720 right. And so let's do some measurements here. First, I'm going to see what is actually going into the real inverter that's running this. It's running the transformer. So let's see. There's DC, so it's about 1.3, 1.4, 1.2 amps. It's being fed DC from the battery into this inverter, which runs the primary, okay? And that's also with the this cap in a full wave bridge. And the AC of the full wave bridge is paralleled to the cap bank. And right now this is this cap bank. Now I'm going to add 163 right here. Hold 1 minute. Okay, this is 720 plus 163 worth of caps in the what's called the resonator bank. I also have this light hooked up over here. I'm going to disconnect this light and see what happens then. Probably it's not needed because the load is not the light, it's this capacitor bank right here that is running the dummy inverter, which is turning this light on and off. 1 minute, I'm going to disconnect that. Okay, I took this light out of the circuit and seems to be a little bit less draw. It's not going there, it went up to 15, 1.5. It's generally the same draw. It is in DC. So this is what's coming out of the battery to run this. Well, this goes into the primary, and the secondary is in parallel to all these caps for 163 plus 7720. And there's a full wave bridge rectifier across the AC, and it's going right into this cap here. Then I take this, the DC input for this inverter, instead of a battery, I'm having it run off this cap. And this is supposed to simulate a loop condition. Okay, so what was I thinking? We do not have this in there now as a load, and I'm going to only run off this 720. So we'll take this off. The light is brighter and flashing quicker. The draw has dropped a little bit. I see 1.2 now and then, but not a significant drop. Okay, now let's take some measurements. Let's see what the voltage is coming out of this inverter, because I reported last time it was 103. But today it's 114, it's 114 volts. Maybe my meter was off or something, the battery was low, this red meter over here. But anyways, let's see what that is, what the voltage is coming out of here. Let's see what the voltage is going in here. Let's see what the voltage is going to the light, flashing it. So here we go. Okay, the voltage coming out of the inverter powering, just what the voltage is coming right out of it is 115 volts AC. Okay. The voltage going into the primary is 114.8. So it dropped down a little bit, but that's what it is. It's not 103 like I said in the last video. So let's get that straight. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to see what the voltage is in AC that's powering this flashing light, and I think it's going to be about 59 volts. One moment. Okay, I'm measuring the AC coming out of the dummy load inverter, and here's what we get going into that light. Seems like it's half the voltage it should be. I have a next video I have a brilliant idea how to bring the AC out. I'll show that next video. So that's what that is. You know, I tried to get the AC into this light, in the flashing light, but my meter just wouldn't do anything for that. I guess because it's flashing. I think also the flashing, it's from the meter, the inverter being turned on and off. So it has like 12 volts and then it's like 11 volts and 12 volts and 11 volts, and so the actual inverter is turning itself on and off, and that's the flash, I assume. Seems like if I had like 15 volts coming out of here in DC, after being rectified to DC, it's going to drop down to 12. So it might keep that light on permanently. What I'm going to be doing is trying different DC caps in the place of this DC cap. That's my experiment for today. It's going to be very exciting. I'm being kind of sarcastic there. So right now I'm running on 720 MFD of AC resonator caps, you call it. Light is not hooked up. These are not hooked up, just these. And one moment, and I will hook up, let's try this cap next. This one's 2,200. We're going to go with a 750 in place of this cap. So one moment, we'll see what happens. Oh wait, before we go on, let's monitor what the voltage is here across this cap. This is what it is right now, while it's flashing this light. Now if I don't flash the light, it's up there. When I do flash the light, it's there. Let's take off the DC to the dummy load inverter. This is what we have without this capacitor filled by the AC of these caps, resonator caps, into a full wave bridge rectifier. That's what we have in that cap right now if I do not run this dummy load inverter. So let's hook it back up. Okay, this is not connected. This is connected. Thought it was going to drop. There, now it dropped. Oh, hold on a sec. We got some, hey, hi there. We got some gas guys. Yeah, it's here. I have to take a break. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. The guy working for the power company came in to check the gas meters. That's the interruption. And I had a homeless guy come in here once and was hiding back here. And he was trying to get in this door right here. And I persuaded him to leave. There were people chasing him. And I asked him, why are people chasing you? And he says, because I'm Mexican. I told him I like Mexicans, dude. Don't worry about it. So anyways, so back to where, what was I doing? What was I doing? Okay, we looked at the 57 volts. Now that's weird. That's all that comes out of here. So really it should be twice that. So I have a feeling I'm only picking up half wave of power. Okay, I'm going to plug it back in. Hold on a sec. Okay, I got it back going again. Okay, I remember what I was going to do. I was going to try different size caps here. I'm going to take this 2200 out, and I'm going to put this one in. Let's see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't. So one moment. Okie dokie, now we have about the same voltage going out to the flashing light. It's flashing slower. And look at the voltage now. This is the voltage across this cap as it is running the dummy inverter. Watch what it does. It drops down to 8. There, see that? So I think going lower capacitance is going to be doing this. Okay, let's try these. These are caps for a flash camera. I read that John Bedini recommended you get these. They're DC caps. 330. Oh, they're 270 UF, I believe they are. Shoot. Okay, these are 8 times 270. This is about the same capacitance as this. So it's just a change of the type of capacitors. And all I need to do is shift this over here. Shift this over here. Not much change. Oh, it drops down to 8 again. Maybe that's something else going on. You know what I think? I think that 8 was, this wasn't plugged in all the way because it's not doing it now. I push this in more. So let's see what the draw is. It's about the same draw. Sorry, I know this is just so exciting. So I'm going to go back to this one. I bet you it won't drop to 8. So now we're back to 750. Still flashing pretty good. There's the voltage going in AC to that light. That's the draw from the battery, DC. Oh, yeah, it went down to 8. Maybe this is because I'm going to hold this in. Yeah, it's going down to 8. I'm going to take these off. Still drops down to 8, so I would say definitely these caps are too small. I don't know, I guess I'll try this again. Okay, now all's the same, and this one drops down to 8 too. So forget about these. Here's an interesting, these are 100 UF, and I have 6 of them in parallel. Let's just see what happens with this. So this 600 UF, wow, doesn't even work. Forget about these caps. Let's try this one. This used to be my favorite cap when I was working with Muller generators. I don't think this one's going to work. Nothing. Nothing. Okay. One moment. Okay, these caps are working. 600 UF. They drop down to 8 though, I see that. Periodically drop down to 8. See? So, hold on. The 750 MFD also drops down to 8 periodically. So, I'd say less capacitance is not better. However, let's do another thing and hook up all this extra UF, not just 720 but plus 163. See if that stops it dropping to 8. Nope, still does the same thing. So I'm going to plug this back in. And see if it stays up there around 12 and 11 as before. Hold on. Alright, so now I've plugged this cap back in. The voltage across it right now is 14.3 volts DC. And now I will plug in the dummy load inverter to simulate a looped condition. Semi-simulate. Now, I'm plugging the DC power supply to the dummy load inverter to this capacitor. Is that right? And oh, I plugged in the wrong cords. Let's see where they are. Here they are. Red on red, black on black. There we go. Now it's sprung to life. Did I see 8 again? Yeah, there's that 8 again. So, the world's most exciting video is just about over. There's that 8 again, even with this. Didn't used to do that. So I'm gonna be changing this to, of the 2 AC lines coming out of the secondary, one's gonna have the AC of a full wave bridge here, like this in series. I'm going to break it. AC leg attach here, AC leg attach here. The DC goes out to a cap. Do the same thing with the other AC line. Break it. AC line over here, AC line over here of the full wave bridge. DC out to another cap. And then run the caps in series. And I hope that'll double the voltage coming out of this. And that's called to vector, as far as I know, to vector power out. And that's going to be the next experiment. And I made a bunch of Schottky diodes, full wave bridge rectifiers out of Schottky diodes. So this might be the ticket. Okay, I guess that's it. Okay, thank you for watching. Sorry it took so long.